Catalan is actually a very phonetic language. Once you know the basic pronunciation rules, reading becomes much easier than many people expect. The problem is that most beginners instinctively read Catalan as if it were Spanish, English, German, or even French. And that's totally normal, but that's also where things start to go wrong. In today's video, I'm going to show you 3 simple pronunciation rules that will immediately make your Catalan sounds much more natural. They're easy to remember, they're incredibly useful, and you'll start noticing them everywhere. So let's begin. Before we jump into the pronunciation rules, let me tell you a bit about the language itself. Catalan is spoken by around 10 million people across several territories in Europe. It's official language of Catalonia, the Valencian Community, and the Balearic Islands. It's also the only official language of Andorra, and it's spoken in parts of the southern France, as Perpignan, and in the city of Alghero, in the Italian island of Sardinia. It has different regional varieties. That's one of the things that makes the language so rich and interesting. In this video, I'll be using Central Catalan simply because it's a variety I grew up speaking. I'm a native speaker from Central Catalonia, so this is a pronunciation that comes most naturally to me. That doesn't mean it's the only correct way to speak Catalan, or regional varieties are equally valid. And if you continue learning the language, you'll probably come across many different accents. For this introduction though, sticking to one variety will make everything much clearer and easier to follow. So now, let's start. Just a moment, because before we continue, I'd like to make one thing clear. I'm not trying to explain here every sound in scientific detail. This is simply a practical guide for people who want to get closer to Catalan and improve their pronunciation without feeling overwhelmed. So the goal here isn't perfection. The goal is to train your ear and to start feeling comfortable speaking Catalan. Many learners think Catalan pronunciation is complicated. Sometimes a letter represents a completely different sound. Sometimes a lesson isn't pronounced at all. And sometimes the stress of a word changes the way vowels sound. And if you know these patterns, everything suddenly becomes much easier. So today we're going to focus on 3 of the most common rules. Number 1, B and V sound exactly the same. So whether you see a B or a V, you pronounce both with the same B sound. Now I'm going to read these words, so please repeat after me. I'm going to read it twice, and you will repeat twice too. Read it out loud, repeat it out loud. Okay? Let's try. For example, bon dia, bon dia. Video, video. Very good. B, B. Violí, violí. Bank, bank. Lavabo, lavabo. Abella, abella. Very good. Now let's going to repeat, but the whole sentence. Ets de València o de Barcelona? Ets de València o de Barcelona? Go ahead. Número 2. Vius a Bèlgica? Vius a Bèlgica? Número 3. La meva filla va de vacances. La meva filla va de vacances. Let's go to the second point of this video. It is stressed and unstressed vowels. You might have heard that some vowels like E or U change their sounds, and sometimes like mara sounds the E, it becomes an A sound, really? Or kusi, for example. So this O becomes a U. Let's see why that happens and how can we know how to pronounce them. So let's start by meeting l'accent. L'accent. In Catalan, we have two different graphical accents plus some other symbols that we will see further. But this will be your best friend for now, and you will see why. Let's just say that when we see that symbol, we can know in which syllable the word is stressed. So that will help us a lot in how to pronounce these two different vowels, E and O. Take a look to these words. All of them are stress the E, really. Café, francés, japonés, es, també. So we can say that stressed E sounds E, sounds E actually. Café, francés, japonés, es, també. That's a huge tip for us because then we'll see that when we have an unstressed E, the sound will be almost like A. Educació, econòmic, estació, república, túnel. So when we have this unstressed E, we're going to pronounce as A. And that accent, that graphical accent, will help us a lot. Let's go one more time. Educació, econòmic, estació, república, túnel. So now, take a look to these words. All of them has a graphical accent that tell us if where is the word stress, which is a syllable that contains the stress. And in consequence, we can know that if the E will sound E or A. Take some time. So now you go ahead. First, telephonic. Next one, germà. Després, memòria. Diabètic. Entén. Sèrie. And the last one, València. Very good. Exactly the same rule about stress or unstress applies to letter O. So let's take an eye to these few words. Solid, fòrum, situació, història, nació. So stressed O sounds like O. One more time. Solid, forum, situación, historia, nació. Like letter E, O also change its sound when it's unstressed. So on these words, we also have the graphical accent. So we can know that that O is unstressed. Therefore, it will sound like a U very well. Portugués, només, número, così, comunicación. One more time. Portugués, només, número, così, comunicación. And yeah, this is your time to shine. So take some time, think about whether the O is stressed or not. Sometimes we have two, and think about O or U, okay? And then you'll go first, I'll be confirming. Ready? First one. Producción. Oscar. Época. Bolivia. Información. Memòria. Professió. Mètode. Very good. Yeah, that's a question we should keep in mind. What should we do? What do we do when we don't have that graphical accent? And I'm so sorry, but there's not much to do. So it's about reading, listening, getting familiar with the vocabulary. But there's not much to do. If you've been following my videos and the course, the first level, these words should be familiar to you. So all relatives. So how would you read those words? Very good. Nora, oncle, anglesos, cosina, pares, germana, sogres, neboda. And let's go to the third and last point of this video. Silent letters. Yeah, quite annoying, huh? And let's go to the third and last. We're going to divide in two different groups. The first one, the letter H at any position, except when it's like, for example, whole or brand or a word that comes from another language and we want to keep it in its original way, okay? But in Catalan, H, it's always silent. Hola! In the second group, we have words ending in a stressed syllable and ending in NT, LT, or R. Repeat after me. Hola. Ahí. Ahí. Honest. Honest. Hamburguesa. Hamburguesa. Hora. Hora. alcohol, alcohol. Hotel, hotel. Now let's start with the different endings, NT, LT, and R, when the last syllable is stressed. NT, LT. Repeat after me. Important, important. Estudiant, estudiant. Restaurant, restaurant. Mall, mall. Al, malalt, malalts. Let's do some practice. I will read twice and slowly the sentence and you will repeat after me. First, la noia passa les vacances a l'hotel amb el xicot. I repeat. La noia passa les vacances a l'hotel amb el xicot. Your turn. Next one. El noi va a l'hospital perquè està malalt. El noi va a l'hospital perquè està malalt. Go ahead. Number 3. La noia menja una hamburguesa a l'hotel. La noia menja una hamburguesa a l'hotel. Número 4. El xicot no beu alcohol. El xicot no beu alcohol. Número 5. L'home diu hola i somriu. L'home diu hola i somriu. Molt bé. It's tiring, huh? We're finishing. The last point. Words ending in stressed syllable that ends in R. Usually, it's very common to find this in the infinitive of the verbs. Or, for example, professions or substantives. There we go. Repeat after me. Buscar, buscar. Menjar, menjar. Treballar, treballar. Esmorzar, esmorzar. Estudiar, estudiar. Just a bit more. Doctor, doctor. Calor, calor. Olor, olor. Barber, barber. Actor, actor. So now we have a bit of everything we've seen along this video. So now we have E that sounds like an A, H. We have a bit of everything. Ready? There we go. U. L'estudiant vol parlar a l'hospital. L'estudiant vol parlar a l'hospital. Dos. És molt important arribar a l'hotel. És molt important arribar a l'hotel. 3. El noi vol treballar al restaurant. El noi vol treballar al restaurant. 4. El noi és molt alt i vol estudiar història. El noi és molt alt i vol estudiar història. Número 5. M'agrada caminar fins a l'hort. M'agrada caminar fins a l'hort i parlar amb l'avi. M'agrada caminar fins a l'hort i parlar amb l'avi. Very well done. See you in the next one. Adeu!